Waukesha Gun Club is the scene of the Wisconsin State Shoot. This club is one of the 10 best in the nation, the largest and most completely equipped in the Middle West. 9 traps afford the sportsmen and women excellent facilities. Trap shooting, you know, has its tremendous value in the fact that it's a participating sport. You and I and our neighbor can get out there and bang away to our heart's content. No sideline spectator affair. The average person has all the fun. Shoot long enough and you get to be champions like this squad of Phil Miller of Missouri, Don Flewelling of Illinois, Vic Reinders, Wisconsin, Bob Allen, Iowa, and Ray Weiner, Minnesota, all championship title holders. Crack shots, the cream of the crop. 5 big names in national record books. The Big 5 consistently pair off in these tournaments because top-flight company sharpens the tempo and individually each man shoots a better score. The stiffer the competition, the better their aim. Yes, the Waukesha Gun Club is host today to champions from Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, and even from as far off as Florida. O.W. Henninger, Eau Claire, and Bill Hintermeyer Mondovi officially register and get a smile from Helen Chase. This year's record entry of 350 shooters calls for plenty of ammunition, and Mister, it comes in truckloads. How many shells will they blow? Well, at least 115,000. And that'll make plenty of noise and a lot of people happy. Here's some of the loot the sharpshooters will carry away when the firing is done and the last puff of smoke is cleared. This is the sort of thing that helps to sharpen the eye of any marksman. 12-gauge shells are the standard ammunition, but one brand is not enough to satisfy the exacting requirements of top-flight gunners who stick to their own favorite make. Club President George Wilden of Sussex hands out the ammunition. And this shave stick will help the gun slide easily on Sam Taggart's face. The cotton will cut the noise. Let's get a real close look at this wonderful sport of trap and skeet shooting from a man whose name was echoed round the nation as one of the finest sharpshooters in the country. Waukesha's own Vic Reinders, professor of chemistry at the University of Wisconsin, 9-time state champion, a former Air Force gunnery officer, and a member of the All-American team. From Waukesha, Vic Reinders.
Hi! Maybe you folks would like to know a little something about the guns we use in shooting clay targets. I just came from shooting trap, so this is my trap gun. On trap we shoot about 35 yards, and so we need a gun that doesn't scatter too much. This is a full choke gun. That means it's constricted at the muzzle. It's a little bit smaller there, and that holds the shot together. Now, just to give you a comparison between a couple of guns, I'm going to shoot some patterns. I'm only shooting at 15 yards, but at least it'll show you the difference between them. Show you what the pattern looks like. This is a skeet gun. At skeet, we shoot about 21 yards, and therefore it isn't necessary to have near as tight a pattern. So we use what we call an improved cylinder or skeet choke. It scatters much more. I'll shoot now on that cardboard another pattern, which will show you the comparison between the two. Here's the card the boys just brought in. This upper pattern was shot with my trap gun, a full choke gun, at 15 yards, which is of course much closer than we ordinarily shoot on trap. And therefore the scattering is not as pronounced as it would be at 35 yards. But we're just showing you this for comparison purposes. This pattern is shot with my skeet gun, and again at 15 yards. And you notice that it's scattered much more. They're the same number of pellets, but they are, of course, farther apart. You may wonder what these big holes are. We were so close to this patterning board that the wads went right through the paper. They don't hit in the center of the pattern, of course, and as out at the distance that we would shoot, they would miss the target. But that's where those holes came from. Well, these wads do not go very far. You might be interested in knowing that last fall, partridge hunting, I missed the partridge completely with a shot and killed him with a wad. This is a diagram of a trap shooting layout. In trap shooting, we shoot in squads of 5. The 5 shooters stand at these 5 positions, which are 16 yards back of the trap. The target comes out of this trap house and flies out into this shaded area 50 yards. It may go anywhere within the shaded area, right or left, and the shooter does not know what angle he will draw. Back of the center position stands the puller. He has a handle which is attached to the trap, and when the shooter says pull, the puller trips the trap and the target flies out. Of course, these targets have to be thrown. We throw them out of the trap house with a machine called a trap. Let's go and take a look at one of those machines. By the way, maybe you wonder what this is for. This is the pull stand. To cock the trap, we do like this. And then when the shooter says pull, the puller trips it. And out goes the target from the trap house. And now let's go out to the trap house and take a look at the trap itself.
You are now looking into a trap house. The machine you see is the trap. In loading the trap, the puller is able to bring the arm back. The loader then takes a target and places it on the arm. When the shooter calls pull, the arm throws the target out, and the arm again is returned to its normal position. Notice that as the target is thrown out and the arm returns, that the angle constantly is changed, so that the shooter never knows at just what angle the bird might be thrown.
Now here we are right back at the trap house so we can watch the targets go out. When the shooter calls pull, out goes it to a right. The next shooter says pull. There's another one not so far right. Next shooter says pull. There we have one nearly a straightaway. There goes another one a little bit to the left. Pull. Out comes another right. Pull. Out goes an extreme left. So the shooter never knows what he's going to get. Now suppose we go back and with a telephoto lens follow one of these targets right from the trap house clear to the ground. Now watch the target come out of the left part of the trap house. Oh! There it goes. Watch it all the way to the ground. Here's a squad of 5 shooting. You notice they may hold their gun in any position while they're at the firing point facing the traps. They're only shooting single targets, so they only put one shell in a gun at a time, and as soon as they fire, that empty is thrown out. If anything happened to interrupt the shooting, they take out the loaded shell before they turn around. The gun is never closed until they're ready to call pull and shoot. These safety rules have been so well observed that there hasn't been but one accident in organized trap shooting in the last 30 years, and that happened to, above all people, a chief of police. And here we have Jim Rasmussen, a local product. Jim learned to shoot at the Waukesha Gun Club. Larry just shot his last shot at position 2. Now he's walking over to position 3 where he'll shoot.
Vic just told you I've been shooting at the gun club and working around for a few years. I started out working as a trap boy, and each Sunday I'd shoot around a trap for the money I earned working as a trap boy. Vic helped me every round, gave me pointers, and finally I could get so that I could break a few targets. About 3 years ago, I went to the Grand American. I had a very lucky day and I tied for the Grand American Handicap. I tied with a Pennsylvania truck farmer. We both broke 99. We had a shoot-off. I lost and ended up second. In the time that I have been shooting, I've found that shooting should be a mechanical process. You shouldn't have to think when you're going to pull the trigger. Swing the gun, let the gun do the work for you, and pull the trigger when you think it's right. In shooting an angle target, don't stop your swing and hope to break the bird. It won't work. The shot will be hauled behind it every time. That's right, Jim. And now there's one thing we don't want to miss, and that's the chance to talk with Bud Gorell of Sullivan, Wisconsin, former Mississippi Valley Skeet champion and holder of many championship titles. Let's go over and catch him before he's called to the...
Well, Norm Schley, I thought you were the cameraman around here today.
Well, I am, Bud, but I'm pinch hitting for Vic Reiners, who's pretty busy as secretary of the Cup. Say, how tall are you?
Well, I'm up there a little bit. 6'5", Norm.
6'5". That must be the reason that your percentage in with the clay targets is so high.
Well, I don't think that makes a whole lot of difference.
Bud, you've been winning a lot of titles and have a lot of championships. Have you? I know you've duplicated on some this year. How have you been doing in some of these meets, and where have they been held, and so forth? Tell the folks a little bit about you.
Well, Norm, I've broken a few targets this year where they counted for a change. I broke 100 straight at the Great Western this year, and was very thrilled about that.
100 straight at the Great Western. Where was that held?
That was held in Chicago, and that is the national shoot in the Midwest, you might say. All the skeet shooters in the country attend that shoot.
Well, when you shoot 100 straight, is that something unusual, or does it almost take 100 straight to win?
It takes 100 straight to win a tournament like that. Yes, it does. You bet.
How many targets have you shot at this year?
I've shot at about 700 all-bore targets, and about that many in all the rest of the gauges, 28, 20, and 410.
Well, this tournament that you were speaking of, that was 12 gauge, was it?
That's right.
And you've held some other titles in some of the other gauges, haven't you?
Well, I held the 410 gauge Wisconsin Championship, and also the 28 gauge.
Well, Bud, a lot of the folks were going to be interested in seeing you out there on the skeet range. But in the meantime, I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the doubles. We've had Vic Reiners explain singles. What about this doubles trap shooting? How does that work?
Well, in skeet, we do throw 4 pairs of doubles in a round. 2 traps are sprung simultaneously. We have 2 birds in the air at one time, but maybe we could show you on a chart over here just what we mean. Explain it just a little more in detail.
And just before going into the shooting of doubles on traps, perhaps you could also show us how doubles line up on the regular trap range, where you throw 2 birds out of the house at one time.
Yes, I'll try and explain that. I think we have some charts on that. In doubles trap shooting, you shoot from 5 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just as in singles, from 16 yards. The targets are thrown into the air together, and they fall within these shaded areas. You must shoot these targets very rapidly in order to hit them before they break the ground. This is a diagrammatic sketch of a skeet field arranged around a semicircle in which the shooters shoot at 8 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The targets are thrown from the high house in this way and from the low house this way. Perhaps 2 interesting shots would be one from the high and one from the low. If you'll come out, I'll demonstrate those to you.
Fine, Bud. Now our Bud's on the way out to the station. Here's a perspective chart of a skeet field. Bud will be shooting from station number 1. The camera will be placed about here, and you'll be looking over Bud's shoulder. He's going to shoot singles. The first bird will come out of this trap house and fly in this direction. The second bird will come out of this trap house and fly in this direction. And now our Bud is on his way from station number 1 to station 7. Let's point out the camera will be located here. In doubles, 1 bird will fly out of this house in this direction, and at the same time a bird will fly out of this house in this direction. The camera is focused on a spot about here. If Bud is successful in shooting both targets, you will see the target break in the camera lens. Now let's meet some of the younger fellows who have just won junior titles. Okay. These are the three junior champions here at the Wisconsin State Trap Meet. On my extreme right is
Dan Hoffey.
Dan Hoffey. Dan, where are you from?
Wisconsin.
Neenah, Wisconsin. Dan, have you been shooting for some time?
No, I shot once here last year.
Last year. And today you shot about how many birds out of 100?
89.
89. How old are you, Dan?
17.
17. Well, I understand to be a junior you are 18 years and then you're out. Is that right? When will you be 18, Dan?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow! What do you think of that? If Dan hadn't been in here today, you fellas might have been in 1-2 position instead of 2-3. That's your position, isn't it, Paul?
Yes.
This is Paul
Kozlowski.
Paul Kozlowski of Conomowoc, Wisconsin. And Paul, have you been shooting with a shotgun before?
Yeah.
Where did you shoot last year?
Well, last year I shot at Green Bay.
At Green Bay. And was it trap or skeet?
Skeet.
How did you do?
Won the junior championship there.
You won the junior championship. Well, you're the junior champion then, is that right?
In skeet.
In skeet. Fine. And you're number 2 here. And over on my left is
Harold Panetti Jr.
Harold Panetti Jr. Where are you from, Harold?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How'd you do today?
I broke 84.
84, and that was good enough to give you? Third place.
Yeah.
You said Panetti Jr. Is your father here?
Yes.
And he's a shooter too?
Yes.
Well, that's fine. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Here at the Waukesha Gun Club, the final day of shooting, there's a three-way tie for the singles championship, each with 198 targets out of 200. However, there's another man out there on the firing line now who has thus far shot 150 straight targets without a miss. It'll be interesting to see what develops there. Incidentally, there's still plenty of firing all along the line. You'll hear it constantly in the background.
Well, you know, one of the things that's very interesting about this trap and skeet, we've found that so many people are out here from all walks of life and from all ages. A few minutes ago, we interviewed a few juniors, and now we have 2 charming, glamorous young ladies here. First of all, on my extreme right, the new Wisconsin State champ. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And your name?
Mrs. William Isis from Kenosha.
Mrs. William Isis. I've seen or heard of that name before. You've been a champion before, haven't you?
Yes, sir, I have been.
Last year, maybe?
Last year, and in 1947, 1946. Would that be right?
In other words, you've got about 4 years that you've been champion.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. And on my immediate right, we have another champion, runner-up this year, and I understand that you were a champion a year or 2 ago. Is that right?
Well, not quite that short a time. It was 1944.
1944. And your name?
Mrs. Charles Ruth.
Mrs. Charles Ruth.
Ruth,
Just got word that Mel Wedge of Fox Lake, whom we mentioned before, had a straight 150 targets without a miss, has run it up to 199 out of 200, and is now the Wisconsin State Singles Champion. We'll try to get Mel over here as soon as possible. Meantime, we have the runner-up from Wauwatosa.
Well, George Schrake, congratulations.
Thank you.
I see the Waukesha Gun Club is in the winning row again.
Well, we managed to place in 2 places in the shoot.
Right. George, this was quite a hot shoot-off you had out here. You're runner-up for the state championship.
That's right.
And you shot, what, on the first 200?
198.
I think the folks out there would like it a lot better if you got that cap off, George. That's right. You got 198 on the first round, and you were tied with how many fellows?
Tied with 2 other men for the runner-up.
Right. And then you had a shoot-off of how many birds?
25 targets.
And you shot?
I broke to 25.
25. And the other 2 fellows?
I believe they broke 23 apiece.
23 apiece.
That's right.
George, when you get out there on a shoot-off like that, how do you feel? Are you a little tense, maybe?
Well, today it wasn't bothersome at all. No, I was perfectly relaxed today.
Were you?
That's right.
Are you saying that now after the battle is over, or?
No, in fact, I've been relaxed ever since I missed my first target on the second 100.
Well, we were watching that. You shot a first 100 of 99, didn't
That's
you?
Right.
And then you dropped your second bird on the
33rd target on my second 100.
Uh-huh. Right. Well, George, here's Harry Dunham. Harry Dunham's a pro that's done a great job out here. Harry understands you were high overall for the pro. And what have you got for George?
George, I have a prize here for the runner-up to the Wisconsin State Singles Championship, and I'd like to present it to you. You've done a swell job.
Thank you, Harry.
You know, Harry, this
now the boys and the girls can listen to the Lone Ranger in the back room. I won't have to listen to that on the evenings.
George is another one of these fellows, Harry, that have assisted and put in a lot of time and effort in building up the Waukesha Gun Club.
George has done a lot of work here, a lot of work. Nobody will ever know what work he's done.
Right.
Well, I'm not alone in that respect. There's been an awful lot of members of this club have done a tremendous amount of work in order to bring the club to the position it's in today. And no one person can take credit for that, because it has been the unified efforts of a great number of members to put this club in the shape that it is now.
George, that's well spoken. Thanks. Yeah. Isn't warm yet? It's still hot. Still hot.
Yeah.
This is
Melvin L. Wedge, Fox Lake, Wisconsin.
Fox Lake, Wisconsin. And you just shot 194, was it?
194 straight.
194 straight, and then went on to get
199.
99. And that makes you the Wisconsin State
Singles Champion.
Singles Champion. I understand that you've changed your stance a little bit now?
Yes, I have. I changed it down in Florida last winter.
You did? Well, now how come? You're just a Class B shooter, is that right?
That's right.
Your average is...
just one of those things get hot at the right time.
You got hot today with 199.
199.
Right. And about this stance, now you say you changed your stance. In what fashion? Are you more comfortable now?
I'm more comfortable, and it's easy for me to shoot now than I was before.
Well, what do you do? Do you lean forward a little more now than you did?
A little bit, yes.
You do? How did you feel out there when about 175 and about 180 you were going straight?
Well, naturally some pressure, sure.
Pressure?
I just pulled a hook too quick on that one I blew.
Did you know you were...
I knew I was going to miss them, and I pulled the trigger.
You did? And you say you felt a little bit funny where? In the stomach?
Well, that's the usual place.
How about when you're shooting along like that? Does it get more or less automatic? Are you really aiming at every bird?
Oh, yeah.
Or does it get you're really aiming at every bird?
You have to. Every bird's a race.
Somebody said the birds were getting out a little further toward the end.
Well, they might have been. I was backing up.
You were backing up. That's why. All right. Well, the point I'm trying to make is this. Isn't it possible that you were trying to be a little more deliberate toward the end?
It might have been. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. And I understand you're up here from Fox Lake. You're in
Wedges Resort, Fox Lake, Wisconsin.
Fox Lake, Wisconsin. The new state champion. Now, Mel, there are going to be a lot of surprises for you with state champion. Over here is Vic Reinders, the ex-champion, and Vic's got a traveling trophy on his hand.
Thank you.
Champ, this is the Ed Chase trophy. Give me your gun. You don't need that now anymore. You're champion ready. That's a Ed Chase trophy given by Ed. You know him, of course, ex-president of the State Association, and it's a traveling trophy. You'll have your name put on there.
1939 up to 1949 and 1950. Now, here's my wife, Tommy Reinders. Sure, you know her.
Congratulations.
Thank
She's
you.
got another trophy for you there. You want to give me this one?
And
Get rid of it for you?
The Amateur Trap Shooting Association trophy for the Wisconsin Singles Champion.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mel, here's another trophy for you. Your father's already got it.
Thank you, Dad.
This Ludington Cup, Boots Ludington, ex-champion of Statesville, gave this in honor of his father years ago. It's a traveling cup, as you know. You got it.
Thank you.
Great three-day meet here at the Waukesha Gun Club. A new Wisconsin single champion has been crowned. Mel Wedge of Fox Lake. And Vic Reinders is the overall champion.